Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hormuz Freedom Campaign for the AV-8B in DCS World, where we're now up to mission 12, the fighter. So the background of this mission is that the carrier has suffered a massive malfunction with its catapult and is unable to launch fighters, meaning that our Harriers are the only thing available in the sky at this time. And Iran has definitely noticed that something is up, and so are launching a strike force. So they're launching F4s that are meant to be going towards Siri Island, and they're launching some fitters that are heading towards the fleet. We are ordered to go fly up and intercept them. Same time we're warned that the Russian carrier group is also launching fighters. So very different premise from all the previous missions, so let's jump in.
Su-24s are taking off. It looks like a flight of 2. Stay on cap. Uzi, focus. Fencers are hostile. Hostile. Clear to engage. Uzi, roger. Uzi, flight drops tanks. Master are on.
So do as instructed, drop tanks, turn towards the contacts and try and intercept them before they can get to the fleet. And it doesn't take too long until I manage to spot the two contacts with the help of the AWACS. There's two ships moving straight towards the fleet, so I pull quite heavy lead and then arm up my Sidewinder and try and intercept. Do have the altitude advantage, so I do dive down a little bit, gain some speed to try and make this as quick as possible, since I believe fencers can quite happily outspeed Harriers. So here I am trying to close in. Doesn't take too long since I do have about a 90-degree closer range. Do get a lock there with Sidewinder, fire at range. Unfortunately the fencers do have a lot of flares, and so they manage to lose that one. I do then fire another as soon as I get a lock, hoping to catch them slightly unawares, but no such luck there. And the fencer blows past me on the left-hand side there. So now they have split up. I decide that I've got one on my nose, the other one is further away, so focus on the one on my nose. I did start with 4 Sidewinders, so I still do have quite a few. I'm worried that this guy is just going to extend away, so I do fire one at range. These are A9Ls. I don't really know what they are capable of as part of the problem here. I don't know how much to trust them. Do order my wingmen to engage, so they would engage the other one. Unfortunately, they don't seem to. Instead, they decide to go for the F4s, which is fine. Those are also a target. So here I do feel that I'm in a bit of trouble. I've fired 3 missiles, had absolutely no luck, really should have been a lot more conservative than I was being. I was more worried about these guys just blowing past us rather than the missiles hitting or not hitting. So you see one of my wingmen there trying to make a pass on this guy, but he misses. I do arm my gun. Unfortunately, I don't know in the Harrier how to get the gun into air-to-air mode, so I'm firing this pretty blind, mostly using my velocity vector indicator as a sort of track, and there we go, I get the splash. Fire off that missile in the end, just because the aspect looked really good, and managed to get a decent hit there. And so that is that one down. Now I do turn, I start looking for bogey dopes for the other guy. Unfortunately the other one does extend away and I don't manage to catch him. Not that I could do much at this point, I am down to only guns. But still managed to get one and the other fencer does at this point bug out. He does try and return to the fleet, so we did manage to intercept them at least. And while my flight engages the phantoms to the north, I do try and chase down the final fencer who's broken away to the south and then is heading back to base, and then we get some rather bad news.
Flankers are turning in. Hostile. Oh, excuse me. Say again. Flankers. Hostile. Hostile.
So yeah, flankers is not what you want to hear when you're in a Harrier, definitely not when you're in a Harrier that is down to guns and isolated from your wing, but thankfully it's not long before we get some good news in.
Uzi, this is FFG-7. Come southeast of Siri Island if able. We will give you some cover.
Thanks. Uzi flight, keep your eyes peeled.
So at that point I decide to let discretion be the better part of valour and abandon my pursuit of this last fencer, just let him get away, and head back to Siri Island as fast as I can. I also order my wingmen to do the same. One does then immediately get shot down as they try and get out of the fight, but otherwise the rest do make it back. The flankers do pursue me all the way to Siri Island. As I look around my back here, I can see the Oliver Hazard Perry opening up with missiles on them. And then, a few moments later, look over my other shoulder and see one of the flankers going down in flames. And at that point I was pretty much at the airfield, so it really didn't take much to turn it around and come in for a nice gentle short landing. And all in all we did pretty good, all in all. It turns out on the kill screen the wingman number 2 did go down, but not by enemy fire. I'm not sure exactly what caught him there. I am guessing he must have crashed, must have been doing some weird dogfight manoeuvre when I told him to RTB and he bugged out a bit. DCS AI will do that fairly often. But otherwise, I managed to get that Su-24. The rest of my wing managed to take out 3 of the F4s, so heading back was still 1 Su-24 and 1 F4. And then the Oliver Hazard Perry managed to take out 2 Su-33s that were coming for us. So all in all, really quite a fun mission, very different from the last set. I really like this shaking up the campaign there, being a little bit different. Do like air-to-air missions with air-to-ground planes to mix things up. Very, very fun. Might have liked to see a couple more of these type of missions sprinkled through the campaign. Really glad to see one here though, just as it's coming to an end. And yeah, it was a mission that worked absolutely fine there, really quite enjoyable, and I do like the fact that you didn't have to get absolutely everything shot down for it to count as a mission completion. Really good, because there was a fair number of planes out. Good to let it count for just a few planes being shot. But anyway, I had fun with that mission. I'm looking forward to the next one. We're down to 2 to go, so I hope you join me for those. But until next time, remember to be kind to yourself and everyone else. Cheers.